Another week in the fall, another week of some major PlayStation 4 game releases. In this video, we're going to be going over all of the 8 new PS4 game releases this week. We've got a major title, some smaller titles, an interesting PSVR game, and more, so let's just get right into this. First up, let's start off with, without a doubt, the biggest game release of the week, and the one that's probably going to be released to a little bit of a mixed reception, and that is, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Yes, a yearly tradition, Call of Duty is back once again with the latest release in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, but as all of you are aware, this one is a little bit different than previous Call of Duty games. Gone is your traditional single-player component, and now what you have is the traditional multiplayer, zombies, and of course, how can we not mention the Battle Royale mode and Blackout. Now, as someone that played a considerable amount of the beta, I would have to say I was thoroughly enjoying Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and the fact that Blackout is included in the game, while I am a little disappointed about the lack of a single player, and especially because Black Ops has traditionally had pretty good single-player modes, I'm not foolish. I know why Activision made this decision, and from a business standpoint, I'm sure Blackout is going to promote this game a lot more than a typical Call of Duty single player. I know I'm in the minority when I say I really enjoy Call of Duty for the single player. I know most of you guys are picking it up for the multiplayer, and it's going to definitely have that. There is some criticism to be had with the game, the season pass content. I'm not going to go into that. I think you guys are all well aware of that. If you're into Call of Duty, you're probably going to check out Black Ops 4 as it's being released on the PlayStation 4 on October 12th.
Take damage and you heal automatically, but here now it's a choice because you have to initiate that, and that takes time.
I'm kind of a nerd for class design in games, and the specialists, as you were saying, lean in a lot to that. And I'm wondering if you like rewind the clock and go back early in your development cycle on Black Ops 4. What does it look like inside?
Moving on, I want to talk about a game that I'm personally really excited for. Not too many gamers are talking about it, but you really should be, and that is Mark of the Ninja Remastered. Now, Mark of the Ninja was a game that released last generation. It was a side-scrolling stealth action-adventure game, and it is an awesome game. It was received really well back when it was released, but obviously all those years have gone by, and people have generally just forgotten about the game, but now it's coming back remastered, better than ever. And the key features of the game is touting include a true stealth experience, player-centric gameplay rewards choice, be it finishing the game without killing anyone or assassinating all who stand in your way. This version will also include the special edition DLC, The Dosan's Tale, which adds a new character, level items, and developer commentary. We've also got enhanced visuals and New Game Plus. Mark of the Ninja Remastered drops on October 9th. Next up, we have The Occupation. The Occupation is a first-person, fixed-time investigative thriller set in Northwest England. Specifically, it's set on the day of October 24th, 1987. You play as a journalist in a detailed, system-driven world where people react to your actions and time is your biggest enemy. I never liked the time element being introduced in games, but The Occupation looks to be a very interesting game with a very cool atmosphere and setting. I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. This is going to be a game that not a lot of people check out, but maybe down the line I could foresee The Occupation being a game that finds a cult following. It drops on October 9th.
You can't see this right now, but you don't have another choice here.
Charles, what the hell have you done?
Next up, we have a brand new horror game in Home Sweet Home. Home Sweet Home is a first-person horror adventure game based on time, myths, and beliefs. The core gameplay focuses on storytelling and stealth to avoid perilous spirits hunting you. There are also a few puzzles in the game, making gameplay a little bit more various. This game has already been released on PC, and it seemed to receive a pretty positive reception over there. Now it's coming to the PlayStation 4. There's quite the competition for survival horror games these days. We have a lot of great ones with the Resident Evil games, Outlast, games like Alien Isolation, so the competition is a little bit stiff, but hopefully Home Sweet Home can make a little bit of an impact as it's being released on October 9th. Next up, we have Space Hulk Tactics. Space Hulk Tactics is said to be a faithful adaptation of the board game and Space Hulk set in the Warhammer 40k universe. It's bringing a unique twist to the cult classic formula. You'll be able to engage in bloody battles as either a squad of Terminator Space Marines or the deadly alien race. Now, while Space Hulk Tactics does look like a rather good strategy game, at the same time it is being priced kind of high at $39.99. I think if this was priced at $24.99 or even $29.99 it would fare a little bit better, but hey, that's just my opinion. We just had the release of Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr, so this is a good time to have Space Hulk Tactics also be released. It's dropping on October 9th. Next up, we have yet another survival game in Stranded Deep. Now, it seems like survival games have really reached their peak, but we still see more and more survival games being released on the PlayStation 4, and some of them do resonate with gamers, although it's become more few and far between. With Stranded Deep, you're taking on the role of a plane crash survivor stranded somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. You have to come face to face with some of the most life-threatening scenarios that will result in a different experience each time you play. You'll have to scavenge, discover, survive, your typical survival game experience, but this one does have a little bit of a unique twist with the setting. Stranded Deep will be dropping on the PlayStation 4 on October 9th. Currently, it is in early access on PC, has gotten a generally positive reception, so hopefully that follows on over to the PlayStation 4 release. Moving on from that, for all of you JRPG lovers, Disgaea 1 will be coming to the PlayStation 4 in the form of Disgaea 1 Complete. Disgaea 1 Complete is celebrating the 15th anniversary of the Disgaea series, and the game that started it all returns for modern consoles in HD. You'll be able to relive the adventure once again, and while I am excited for Disgaea 1 Complete, I am a fan of the franchise. I've played all of the games, and these are some games that you can get super invested into. You can sink over 100 hours in these games. However, I can't be hypocritical. Just because I'm a fan of Disgaea, I can't let this game's pricing slide. I complained about the pricing with Burnout Paradise Remaster. With Disgaea 1 Complete, I think the pricing is way more outrageous. Guys, this is a PlayStation 2 game and it's being released at $49.99. It does include some bonus content. Yes, it is remastered, but $49.99 for Disgaea 1, that is absolute insanity. This should be priced at $29.99 at the most, in my opinion, and I do foresee this game going on sale rather quickly. I spoke Burnout Paradise Remastered going on sale rather quickly, and Disgaea 1 Complete, again, I think the pricing is way more outrageous than Burnout Paradise Remastered. With that game, at least it was a last generation game. With Disgaea 1 Complete, we're talking a game 2 generations ago, and it's $10 more expensive than Burnout Paradise Remastered. Not gonna let the pricing on this one slide. Disgaea 1 is a great game. Wouldn't pick it up right away with all of the other games coming out, especially considering the fact it's $49.99. $10 more will get you a brand new release. Just isn't worth it in my eyes, but a game that I'm looking forward to personally, but I have to look at it from an objective standpoint.
Your humble vassal Etna will accompany you. Why is it that you refuse to believe in love?
I guess you're right, dude. I'll get to work. Dude!
And lastly, for all of you guys with PlayStation VR, been talking a lot about PSVR's library getting a lot more depth, and now we have another game being released for PSVR, and that is Evasion. Evasion is a PlayStation VR first-person shooter, and the idea of the game was to invoke the fast, frantic feeling that you get from games like Doom and Borderlands that comes straight from the Evasion team. They want you ducking behind cover to avoid a barrage of attacks, laying down suppression fire as your teammate hacks a gate, or racing down a corridor with enemies around in every corner. The game's been in development for almost 2 years, and it'll be released on the PlayStation VR, and it'll have custom support with the aim controller. There have already been a lot of great first-person shooters released in PSVR. It's not like this is a completely new formula. However, more great first-person shooters, that's something I can definitely get behind, and PSVR definitely adds a layer to your typical FPS experience. It'll be interesting to see how Evasion turns out as it's being released, a PSVR exclusive title on October 9th. So that's gonna conclude this video. Those are all of the 8 new PS4 game releases this week. If I had to pick some standouts, Mark of the Ninja is a fantastic game. Would highly recommend you to keep that on your radar, and that's an easy recommendation because I know what I'm gonna get out of that one. The Occupation, I think, is gonna be a game that's gonna surprise some people. Disgaea 1 is a great game, but man, that $49.99 price point, that is just too high. I have to be real about that. And Call of Duty, yes, it's back once again with Black Ops 4. You've got Blackout, that Battle Royale component. It's gonna be an easy buy for a lot of people, but I know a lot of our audience is gonna skip that one. That's gonna conclude this video. We definitely want to hear your thoughts. Are you checking out any of these games this week, or are you busy with some of the releases that have already come? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.